Hi, I'm Jesse with Thumper Fab. Today I'm going to show you how to install your Thumper Fab bucket seat kit. If you are not comfortable with cutting, grinding, and fabrication work, this install is not for you. It's very difficult and it may require your nearest dealer to do it for you. First we're going to start by removing the seats. Start with the passenger side. The passenger side, if you just pull from the top, it pops right out. Now you can remove the lower seat by removing the 2 pins on the bottom that hold it in. Next we will remove the center console. It has 2 cotter pins that hold it in the back. Your middle bump seat will be removed the same way as your passenger seat. To remove the driver's seat, there are 4 bolts on the bottom of the seat that will need to be removed, and you can remove the whole seat at one time. The next thing we're going to do is take all the bolts out of our seat belt and hardware. We'll remove your seat belt clickers and the seat belt from the frame. The next thing we're going to do is remove your lower seat mount. All you have to do is remove the bolts from both sides, and there's 2 in the middle. The next step, we're going to have to remove the felt from behind the seats. To do that, you have several push pins and screws you need to remove on both sides. With all the seat belts removed, it's now time to remove all the pins and screws that hold the plastic on the rear. There are several pieces of hardware that hold it in. Just go slow and make sure you can find them all. Now that we got everything pulled out, we're going to go ahead and prep it to cut the bars out. We'll need to go ahead and prep the back seats. Before we start cutting, we went ahead and put it in our welding blanket to protect the seats and the floorboards from sparks. Now this is the point. If you're not comfortable with doing fabrication work, you need to find someone who is. We're going to have to cut these tubes out, cut these window net holders out, and cut these seat belt holders out. I'm going to use a sawzall to make my initial cuts to get the bulk of it out the way, and then you can use a cutoff wheel and a grinder to smooth everything out. Now I'm going to use a cutoff wheel to cut these triangular tabs off the top. Be mindful of where your sparks are going so you don't mess up any of your interior. Now that you have all your other mounts cut off, the last ones we need to cut off are these seat belt mounts. We'll just need to cut them off because we're saving these tubes right here. Now we need to grind all of the welds off from the stuff that we cut off. I'm going to use a flat disc. Now I've got my brackets grinded down and it's nice and smooth. You want to make sure that you did a good job on making it smooth. Now we can tape it up and paint it up with some semi-gloss black paint. For our next step, we're going to assemble our seat sliders if you went for the seat slider option. To start, you can take and plug in your pigtail to your motor, and then you'll need to pull one of your motor drives out and stick in a drill, and then you'll need to move the rail where you can access the 2 mounting holes on the bottom side at the same time. Here and here. Next, you want to put your motor drive back in, and then you will line up the pins with the slider and use the hardware that came with the slider kit. Now it's time to start your electrical components. If you got the seat sliders or the heated seats, and we also need to bypass your seat belt sensor. It should be included with a pigtail in your kit. You just simply plug it in. Now we're ready to pre-run our wires for our seat sliders and our heated seats. In order to do that, we'll need to pull the tunnel out of the center of the vehicle to gain access to route the wires to the front. Now you'll have to remove your floor mats on both sides to be able to get to the plastic rivets that hold the center panel in.
To gain access to our bus bar that's located under the center of our top dash panel, we're going to have to remove the plastic portions of our A-pillar, as well as disconnect the strut assemblies that attach the windshield to the frame that operate the windshield when it's opened up. Once we have this all disconnected, we can remove the Torx fasteners that are on top of our upper dash panel. Once we have that loose, we can flip it up and we'll have access to our bus bar. With our windshield struts disconnected, we can go ahead and move forward with removing the T30 Torx fasteners at the top of our plastic A-pillars, followed by removing the push pins that hold the remainder of our plastic panel on before we move on to the top of the dash. With the main portion of your A-pillar plastic panel out of the way, you'll go ahead and remove this portion on the lower section. You'll simply pop it out of place. As you can see here on the back, there are some clips that hold it in place to the main portion of your dash. Once we get that out of the way, we can repeat the process on the passenger side before loosening up our T30 Torx screws that hold the whole top panel to the dash. With your A-pillar plastics removed from both the driver and the passenger side, you'll take your T30 Torx and remove the perimeter screws. You'll have 6 perimeter screws that'll be T30. Once you have all 6 of those removed, you can pop the dash up and it'll flip up and give you access to the bus bar located underneath this panel. With all 6 of our T30 perimeter screws removed, you can simply pop the upper dash panel up, and this will give us access to our bus bar that's located directly under this center section. Here you can see our red and our black terminal that make up our bus bar.
In order to gain access to run your wires up to the front, we'll need to remove this access panel that has 3 10mm bolts in it. Now we're ready to start running your wires. I've already taken the black and white wires that come in the kit and run them in some loom. We're going to take the wiring harnesses that come with the seat heaters and we're going to tape it all together so we can run it all at one time. Now that we got our wires taped together, I went ahead and taped the end of it so it'll be easy to run through the firewall. Now you can see where all the wires are tucked up neat and ran away from hot and rotating components. So I have pre-run my wires and zip tied them up underneath. I ran them up underneath the windshield tunnel, and we're just going to leave them lay for now and we'll hook them up later on in the install. We're now ready to install our lower seat mount bar. It goes in the place of the factory one, and you can use the supplied hardware. Now we can go ahead and place your seat base onto the tube. Using your carriage bolts, you can attach the front of the seat base to the tube. Now that we have your carriage bolts in the front, there's 2 holes in the rear of the square tubing. You will have to drill all the way through the square tubing to put the bolts in the rear. Now you'll have to drill a hole in the top of your square tubing. You can use your existing hole in the seat base as a template to drill through the square tubing. We'll be drilling this with a 1/2-inch hole. You will only need to drill through the top of the tube, not all the way through. Now that you've drilled your holes, you can repeat the process on the other side. So if you're using your seat slider, you will be drilling these holes for these alignment pins to fit in on your seat slider. If you chose not to use your seat slider, the seat will mount directly to the base plate, and you can adjust it back and forth by removing the bolt and choosing a different hole. We're going to set our seat slider alignment pins in the pre-drilled holes, and then we're going to bolt it up with our 10mm hardware. Next step is to mount your toggle switch plate with your M6 hardware. We're now ready to install your seat slider switch. Run your wires through the hole and clip your switch into the bracket. If you did not get the seat slider option, you do not have to install the seat slider switch. We're now going to take our yellow and green wire and trim it to length to be able to tie it into your motor on the seat slider. We're going to use butt connectors to connect the wires from the switch to the motor. Your colors don't really matter as long as you're using the green and yellow from the switch. If the motor operates backwards, you just flip your switch over. We're now ready to wire your seat heaters. We'll need to unplug the toggle switch from the harness, and then run your wires through the hole in the bracket, and then put the terminals back onto the toggle switch. Top is black, middle is yellow, red is bottom. We're now going to wire up our motor to our harness that we ran earlier. You need to take your black and white wires and cut them to length, or they'll match up to the wires, black and white wires on your motor. We now have both of our motors hooked up to our harness we ran earlier. Now you can zip tie everything up out of the way. It's now time to wire in your seat heater wires to the harness. Earlier we ran the power wires for the harness to the front, and now it's time to plug your harness wire into your switch wire. Now you can see where all the wires are tucked up neat and ran away from hot and rotating components. Your kit will come with 4 ring terminals. You need to put ring terminals on the wires that you ran earlier, and we need to attach them to your bus bar. Your white wires will go to the positive accessory terminal. Your black wires will go to the ground terminal. Next, we're going to install your harness bar. We're going to start by putting your bottom bolt into the B-pillar with a nut on the back. The next step, now that you have your bottom bolt started, we're going to put your door striker back on the outside of the door bracket with your provided 8mm hardware. Once you have your hardware started, you will need to adjust your striker to where your door closes good. Before we get ready to install our panel, we need to put our accent panel and rivet it to the back of the panel. Now we're going to install the rib nuts for your console panel. You'll need to drill out the holes in the square tube to 25/64 so that your rib nut will fit in the hole. Your kit should include a rib nut installation tool. What you do is screw the rib nut on, place the rib nut in the hole, hold back up with a wrench, and tighten with a ratchet until the rib nut does not move anymore. Careful not to over tighten because you will break the bolt. Now that you have your rivet nuts installed, you can take your 6mm hardware in the kit and install the bolts on the top and the bottom. In order to put our panel back in, we'll have to notch out the lip to clear the wires from the seat heater and the seat slider. You also need to trim your floor mount to go around the wires we have ran for the seats. We're now ready to install your seat adapter plate. It goes on the front of your slider, and it uses two 8mm nuts to secure it. Now we're ready to install our seats. To start, you will need to plug in your seat heaters. There are two plugs, one in the seat bottom and one in the seat back. There's no certain way to plug them in. And you're ready to go. Now it's time you mount your seat to your seat slider. You will line up these slots in the bottom of the seat with the rear pegs in the seat slider. Now you can remove your seat cushion and access the studs on the seat slider inside of the seat. Before you tighten your bolts in your seat, you have a little side-to-side adjustment. You want to get your seat centered where you like it before you tighten all your bolts. In the front of the seat, you will use carriage bolts through the top down to the bottom and put a nut on the bottom. We're now ready to install our console mounts. To start, you will take your long 6mm bolt and put the original mounting for the console. Next, you can take your marker and mark each hole to be drilled. Next, we're going to drill the holes that you marked in the side of your console with a 25/64 drill. Using our rib nut tool from before, we're going to install 3 rivet nuts on each side of the console. Now you're ready to install your bracket. Now that you have your brackets on your console, it can be mounted either cup side up or soft side up, whichever way you like. Now you can slide it into the slot and you're ready to go. You're now ready to test your seat slider. Make sure it works. Test your heater and you're ready to hit the trails.